Today's league is sweaty, grindy, and full of tense moments, and it's all thanks to the power of Orcish Bowmasters and Blood Moon in Lantern Control. I am on the play in match 1 versus Tybalt of Red Sub, who is a famous mill aficionado. Tybalt of Red Sub, it grinds mill. And I need to be aware of that. I'm going to mulligan this hand that doesn't have any lands in it, and I'm going to keep this. I am going to lead on Thoughtseize and try to take a crab out of their hand, and then this Blood Moon will hopefully lock them out of some stuff, although Mill plays a lot of basic lands, so I probably won't be able to do that. But yeah, Tybalt of Red Sub is one of the best Mill players in the world, and we just happen to randomly pair into them. I am going to lead on basic Swamp here. I'm not going to give them any information that I don't have to. And yeah. Here we go. This is the Mill Special. I am going to take one of the crabs. I'm going to take the Ruin Crab. They're going to hit me with the Polluted Delta. No activation here. That worries me a little bit. I am going to fetch Shock here. I'm not going to try and scare my opponent with having a basic mountain in play. So they're fetching with Polluted Delta to find a Watery Grave. That's really good. Are they going to cycle the Visions of Beyond here? No, they're not. Ruin Crab is coming down. And no additional land. I'm going to exile that. I actually think I need to be putting down more Mill Rocks. I am going to cast this Pyxis of Pandemonium here, and I am going to put Pithing Needle down on Polluted Delta. I will leave them with the Tasha's Hideous Laughter that I'm trying to not let them cast anyway. Hedron Crab is coming down, and I think I actually will take the risk and exile the top card of everyone's deck here. I could just keep them off of lands forever and not even bother with the Blood Moon. That might actually be a strategy. All right, Pyxis number 3, let's go. Drown in the Lock is the draw for turn. No, you may not have Basic Island. I'll let you have a Visions of Beyond. That's just another cantrip here. And I actually think I'm gonna go a little aggro here, just a little bit. Field of Ruin is a non-basic land, so that would just become a mountain. Yeah, I think it's time for Blackcleave Cliffs into Blood Moon here. What? Oh, there we go. It just took a little bit to resolve. That's fine. All right, Field of Ruin is their land drop. They are going to have me mill 6. I did not mill a Codex Shredder. I'm going to drop this Codex Shredder, and now I will take over the game. Do I want to get rid of Archive Trap? No, I'm simply just not going to search my deck for the rest of the game. Wow, and we are doing something here. I'm going to have them start milling. I'm going to attempt to keep them off of all lands. I think I actually might have this. Thanks, Blood Moon, but this was mostly just a strong lock, I think. I'm not even going to bother tracking their hand anymore. Okay, you mill. I will actually exile here. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'm not going to bother tracking their hand. This is great. We are going to out-mill the mill player. I thought I hit F0 there. Oh, well. It doesn't matter. I'm going to try this again. All right, no more lands for you. No more lands for you. I think I can take a little risk here. Surgical Extraction, huh? I think Surgical Extraction might actually be okay. No, I'm going to take Surgical. Okay, that's fine. I just don't want them getting rid of cards out of my deck, even if it's only a couple of them. Literally just doesn't matter. Go ahead and hit your face here. Probably should have just held that in hand, honestly. And yeah, this is, oh, you're right, actually, Yuki. They're probably recording this right now. Tybalt of Red Sub likes to release a lot of YouTube videos. I haven't been tracking their hand for a decent chunk of time. It just hasn't mattered. Wow, this is amazing. Oh, they tried cycling the Visions of Beyond, but they can't because they don't have a mountain. Oh, how sad. This is getting very close to wrapping up. I think they're gonna get like 2 more draws here. And they don't want to play anymore. Yeah, I love that. That was fantastic. What a fantastic way to win against Mill. This is like a 595 matchup for Lantern Control, just because they're just so redundant on everything. And their creatures are mill rocks, and everything is a mill rock, and they just have so much consistency. That was a fluke. Honestly, that was genuinely a fluke. I am siding out my Blood Moons. I know that it looks like Blood Moon won me that game. It really didn't. What won me that game was having an extremely strong lock right off the bat. I think I want to keep my Bowmasters in. Grafdigger's Cage can come out. The Underworld Cookbook can come out. Duresses will get in. And I actually might want to bring in my Pyroclasms and probably side out. Oh, what do I want to side out here? Honestly, unfortunately, probably a Bowmaster. I just really need to kill their crabs, you know? Crabs need to die. This is... Oh, I forgot I have ensnaring bridges in the deck. Come on, man. Those need to get sided out in all situations. Well, this hand is very good at landing ensnaring bridge. And it's not very good against much else. I think... No, I gotta ship this. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this instead. But what do I take out of the hand? If they kept 7, then they probably kept a crab, which means I want that lightning bolt. Honestly, I'm gonna get a little greedy here. I'm gonna bottom a land. And I am simply going to... Do I just duress them? I think I might just duress them. Next turn, I can get Lantern Pyxis down. No crabs. Tasha's Hideous Laughter is an option that they have. I could try and just take that. I think I'm gonna take it. With Duress specifically, it was probably correct for me to lead on that turn 2. And in the face of this Polluted Delta, probably just play a Pyxis. Oh, but they didn't go for the Surveil Land. Double Island. They don't want to be got by Blood Moon again. This is very clearly just a cycle. Ooh, Urza Saga. That's a good rip. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and play that. And instead of suspending Profane Tutor, I think now I am going to do Beatdown. Mox Opal is a very good draw for me. Nothing! Island. And they are going to go full aggro here. So I'm going to mill 14. Actively not wanting that Ensnaring Bridge. Land is fine, I suppose. All right, I don't need to keep track of their hand here. Fractured Sanity is down. They probably have a Visions of Beyond that I need to get rid of eventually. I am going to play a Verdant Catacombs, and I guess I'm just going to hope they don't have an Archive Trap. And I guess I need to take this Fractured Sanity. Yeah, I'm going to fetch now before they draw that Archive Trap. Do I actually want to get rid of the Archive Trap? Because I'm going to be fetching with this Urza Saga anyway. Archive Trap will maybe for 13. Fractured Sanity mills me for 14, so that's 27. As long as I don't have another mill spell, then I think it's okay. I don't think I'm going to win this. Oh, they had the Archive Trap. Oh, right. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I fetched this turn. Come on, man. Okay, I don't think I can do anything about this. I am going to look at what they're going to draw here. It will be a Ghost Quarter, another Laughter, and a Soul Guide Lantern. That's not good. I think I'm dead here. I might just not have a library after this Tasha's Resolves. Yeah, I don't. Okay. Well, that was what mill usually looks like. That is usually what mill looks like. Not gonna lie, that's the play pattern when you're playing against mill. Yeah, I just did a terrible job of sideboarding. Ensnaring Bridges need to get out. Orcish Bowmasters, and I guess Vindicates come in. Just anything, really. I guess actually I need to bring in the Underworld Cookbook, Pithing Needle, and I guess Grafdigger's Cage, just to pump up my Urza Saga constructs. What a miserable matchup. Okay, this is the perfect hand. I'm going to keep this. I am going to fetch basic Swamp here to spook my opponent, and let's see what they kept. Keeping 7. They have Glimpse, Visions, Soul Guide Lantern, and Extirpate. How does this work? They can, on turn 2, Glimpse me, and then on their turn 3, they can Extirpate something. I could just take Visions Because on turn 3, if they're extirpating me, I've already got Saga down. It's already ticking up, and it doesn't really matter if I lose like a Millrock or something. I think I'm going to take the Visions. I am not convinced that they should have kept this hand. And now I will establish a lock with this Urza Saga. Ooh, that is a second Inquisition of Kozilek. Pyxis of Pandemonium coming down now. And I will actually take that Ruined Crab. Oh, they had a Hedron Crab right underneath of it. You know what? Whatever. So this actually will give them fuel for this extirpate that they have in hand, unfortunately. Polluted Delta is down. Hedron Crab is down. They have 5 cards in hand. I don't know all of them. Basic Swamp. Choosing to do nothing here. I'm going to draw this Thoughtseize if they allow me to. Looks like they're extirpating Orcish Bowmasters. Probably a smart choice. I can't really do anything about that. I'm going to draw Fetch Land here. Let's fetch now. Grab a basic mountain. And how do I want to play this out? I could Inquisition and then Profane Tutor right now. I think I'm going to activate Pyxis and see what happens first. Oh, it's a Tasha's Hideous Laughter. That's terrible. Tasha's could actually take my entire deck. Like, no joke, it could take my entire deck. I'm going to create the Construct. And I think I need to take out the Tasha's. That's just not good. All right, drawing wild here. My entire deck at this point is just 1-drops and 0-drops. I don't even think I have a 2-drop anywhere in the deck. Okay, they're just glimpsing me. And a Visions of Beyond, really? Oh, that's so bad. Well, I have to create this Construct here. I think I don't have the Mox Opal, right. So I'm gonna grab a backup Lantern. And I am going to cast Duress. And I'm probably going to cry. Oh, I'm not gonna cry. Okay, I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. This actually might be feasible because their Visions of Beyond drew absolute garbage. It's not the Soul Guides. It's probably just the Drown in the Lock here. And then I swing in with one of my constructs, see what happens. They're taking it. Okay. If they draw this Fatal Push, then they're gonna kill one of my constructs, pretty much guaranteed. But I have a Pithing Needle coming that can shut off their Soul Guide Lanterns. I think I have to let them draw the Fatal Push, unfortunately. Although if they have something underneath of it that's decent for me, then I can theoretically kill them in fewer hits. I'm gonna take a gamble. If it's Tasha's Hideous Laughter underneath of this, then I am in bad shape. Okay, Cephalid Coliseum, I'm gonna have to let that go. Dude, that's disgusting. They're gonna attempt to Archive Trap me here, exiling my basic mountain with the Soul Guide Lantern. Fortunately, Ghost Quarter is optional, and I am certainly not going to be using its ability. No way. Okay, second Soul Guide Lantern comes down, exiling my Blackcleave Cliffs. And that is this and this down. Now I have Lightning Bolt on top of my deck. I don't have a red source to do anything with it, though. Well, I am going to swing in. I think I might just be barely short of winning this game. Oh, they took it. They're at 5 now. Archive Trap in hand. And I'm going to let them draw the Surgical Extraction. Cephalid Coliseum enters, which means that I'm going to mill 3. I'm going to fall to 12 cards in deck. If they pop this Soul Guide Lantern to draw Ruin Crab, I think I will... Oh. Have they played a land this turn? Yeah, they have, because they milled me. I am going to attempt to exile in response. And that's a red land. So they are going to draw Undercity Sewers, and then 2 additional cards that will be revealed to me. Field of Ruin and Tasha's Hideous Laughter. No! I needed them to not hit that. Oh, wait, no, they played their land for turn already. They can't cast it. They played their land for turn. So they can't cast the Tasha's. They can have me shuffle my deck with Surgical Extraction. So Tasha's is out, Undercity Sewers is out, Snow-Covered Island is out. I'm going to very closely read Archive Trap. In fact, let's go ahead and pull that up. If an opponent searched their library this turn, if an opponent searched, Surgical Extraction does not have me search my deck. Surgical Extraction has my opponent search my deck. All right, let us take this very, very carefully. Okay, if I can draw this Blackcleave Cliffs, then that is game. All right, that's game. Ah, nope, that's not game, because they surgicaled my lightning bolt in the response, and they're gonna survive at 1 life. I'm gonna let this happen. Really clutch play from them. Okay, well, first, geez, if I just had a single, like anything, but I had to sack a lantern earlier, I think. I'm gonna play my land. I don't think there's any consequences for that. And then I'm going to swing in. They are blocking with Hedron Crab. They're gonna fall to 1. And now I just need to make sure that I don't die. So Glimpse the Unthinkable is lethal. They let it go. I think I just hold everything in hand. Archive Trap, Field of Ruin. Oh, hell. Nope. Field of Ruin is in their hand. They can just field me and then Archive Trap me. Dang it. And I've got this Inquisition of Kozilek in hand. Remember earlier when I cast Duress and I took something out of their hand? If I had Duress in hand right now, then I would be okay. That is terrible. That is actually terrible. Okay, well, I'm going to die here, and there's nothing I can do about it. Tybalt of Red Sub has threaded the needle on this. They're going to draw Ghost Quarter, they're going to play Field of Ruin, they're going to field me, and then they're going to Archive Trap me. Yep, got it. I'm going to have to search my deck. Well played by Tybalt here. Extremely well played. I'm going to give them the satisfaction of having the win. At 1 life, all it took was 1 turn, but nope, I did not get there. I think I fought as valiantly as I possibly could, but it just wasn't good enough. Tybalt managed to thread the needle on this and just come out with an incredible win. Well played by Tybalt. Thank you for playing this match with me. I hope to never run into you in the leagues again. On to match 2.
If you're enjoying the video and think you'd like watching more of what I make, please consider subscribing so YouTube can notify you when I go live and upload videos. I appreciate your support. Thank you.
And I'm going to keep this hand. You can't stop me. This is just turn 1 Inquisition, turn 2 Thoughtseize, turn 3 Blood Moon. Or turn 3 Ensnaring Bridge if I think I need to do that. Heroes mulliganing to 6, and they're keeping 6. Well, I hope that 6 is really, really good because turn 1 Inquisition. It's decent. It's not terrible. I think here I will take Faithless Looting, and then on my second discard I'm going to take Psychic Frog, and then I will actually be slamming Blood Moon. I just don't want to give them a turn 1 play, you know? Shocking in Esteem Vents? Gran, huh? Yeah, okay. I don't know how that's going to work. We're going to find out though. Second Blood Moon. Gonna drop my Blackcleave Cliffs and Thoughtseize you again. All right, Bloodstained Mire is out of the hand. I am going to grab the Psychic Frog, actually. This will let them persist the Psychic Frog if they want to. Hopefully they'll fetch a non-basic to do it. Whenever Gran becomes tapped, draw a card, then discard a card. Oh, they can just Archon me. Yeah, they can just Archon me. So I guess turn 3 Ensnaring Bridge is going to be really important here then. Maybe I needed to take the Persist, huh? Oh, it's not going to be that bad. I'm going to take a little bit of damage here. Oh, but they grabbed a basic Swamp to do this, so they were thinking ahead. Yeah, discard a Blood Moon. Gonna drop this Blackcleave Cliffs, play Ensnaring Bridge, shut off a decent chunk of combat. Okay, so just to summarize that last turn, they were able to swing with Gran still. I don't believe they actually discarded anything. Yeah, I don't believe they... Oh, they did discard something. They discarded a Bloodstained Mire and then just hard cast this Abhorrent Oculus. And now they're going to Manifest Dread here. Okay, that's fine. I am going to simply play my land and play Blood Moon here. Gran will unfortunately still be able to attack, but this is shutting off a decent chunk of stuff that the hero can do. I don't have any Lantern Lock in play. I'm quite worried. If they find anything to remove this Ensnaring Bridge or like burn me out over the top of it, then I'm kind of in trouble. Oh, you're right, Yuki. Gran is forced discard. Wizards doesn't give people the option to do things anymore. They just assume that whatever the card does is the most powerful thing. Oh, Basic Island. Fantastic. So this Blood Moon is just doing nothing. Okay, I have an Orcish Bowmasters now. I need to fire this off before they attack so that they don't attack with the Manifest creatures. Okay, they're putting the Archon underneath the Emperor of Bones. Yeah, I'm going to flash this in now. This makes the Gran attack very silly. Yeah, I'm just going to target Grand. Could have targeted the Emperor of Bones. I don't think that's going to matter that much. Interestingly, just let it happen. That means that Emperor of Bones can indeed activate and put the Archon of Cruelty into play, and I can just sack the Orc Army token. I have to discard this Profane Tutor, though. I don't really like that. Chose not to attack. Choosing not to do a lot of things, actually. Okay, well, I'm going to play my land, and I'm going to suspend this Profane Tutor, and we're going to see what happens. Ooh, that's a Psychic Frog that they turned face up underneath of the Manifest. I don't know how much that matters. I don't think they have the ability to like sack creatures and then bring them back, at least not super consistently. And they are slowly milling out here. So I checked their hand with that Inquisition of Kozilek. They had 2 Unearths in hand. They could cycle those. I guess they don't want to. I don't know. But it seems like I've got this opponent underneath a pretty decent lock here. The Reanimator version of this deck is a lot easier to handle than the Blink version because they're just so dang weak to Blood Moon. Or to Ensnaring Bridge, I mean. Okay, Profane Tutor is going to come off Suspend here. Do they have some sort of counter spell to deal with this? I'm not exactly sure what they could have with just a single island. I am going to just grab Lantern of Insight here. Ah, they're going to go ahead and use this to discard the card that I fetched. Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to fall to 8. Get rid of the Orc Army, get rid of that, fall to 8. In their face, I guess. I don't think it matters that much. Hey, look at that. Love it when that happens. Just discarded a Lantern that I tutored for and found one anyway. I guess they have a Persist here. So they are slowly burning me out. Lantern's gone. I guess I do need a Mill Rock at some point, don't I? Or an Underworld Cookbook, that would be really good. I think they have a Persist in hand, but I'm not 100% certain. I'll be checking their hand with this Inquisition of Kozilek anyway. Inquisition you. Oh, I don't want that Thoughtseize. Well, they have Faithless Looting. Emperor of Bones here too, but they also have the Unearth. So that actually means that they can get the Emperor of Bones regardless. Yeah, I'm gonna take Emperor of Bones here. Although they can just unearth it. So that would just be making them tap more, I guess. It's leaving it in hand. That basic swamp is really kind of screwing me over here, I think. I'm going to take the unearth. And I'm going to leave them with Fatal Push and Emperor of Bones and Faithless Looting. Abhorrent Oculus in hand now. Emperor of Bones is coming down. They know what they need to do. Archon of Cruelty is underneath of it now. And that will actually bring me to 2, which is exactly enough to make this Thoughtseize a problem. I cannot draw this Thoughtseize. I have to shuffle, and I have to hope that I don't have another Thoughtseize on top of my deck here. I probably should have shuffled on my upkeep after this Abhorrent Oculus went off so that I could see what is on top of their deck afterward. Not feeling very confident about this. Like, I was feeling okay once I got the Ensnaring Bridge down, and Blood Moon was helping, but then they had the basic Swamp, and I haven't had a lock this entire game. I need Lantern of Insight to see what my opponent's drawing, and I need a Mill Rock in order to be able to control it, and I just don't have that. So I kind of feel like I'm just sitting here, waiting for my opponent to kill me. It would be really clutch if the hero were to activate Emperor of Bones on my draw step and get rid of a Thoughtseize that I drew. Ooh, yeah. I will take the Pithing Needle. Activate Emperor of Bones now or lose it forever. There's nothing that I can kill with just one ping, so I'm just going to put it to face. Emperor of Bones is the name. I'm at 2. That means that drawing a Thoughtseize kills me. That means that that means that any Persist effect kills me. Actually, Persist doesn't quite kill me yet. It's getting close. What do I want to put this on? I think I'm just going to go to face with everything. I don't think it matters that much. Faithless Looting is out of hand, that much I know. Can we just go the rest of the game and have them just mill over all of their Persists or something? Okay, Fatal Push is finally hitting the little Orcish Bowmasters that I had. Tapping out of black to activate this Faithless Looting. All right, and we're back to my turn. I'm just so worried. Like, if I draw a Thoughtseize, Profane Tutor is fine. Just need to not draw Thoughtseize now. I've got 2 Lanterns in exile underneath these Emperor of Bones. Oh, they're really digging for something. I don't like that. I think they might have one more copy of Persist somewhere. That might be what they're looking for. Because I see 1 Persist, 2 Persist. How many Persists are in here? 1, 2. There's only 2 in the graveyard. There's a 3rd in exile. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. And they are about to mill 2 here. Or mill 4, actually, because I think they've got 2. Nope, they've only got 1 Abhorrent Oculus in play. All right, mill a Persist. Come on, mill a Persist. Dang it. That's a Grand, unfortunately. Although I guess any one of these manifests could also be a Persist, couldn't it? I'm just not sure. I'm not sure what their outs are. Uh-oh, they're doing something. They're flashing back Faithless Looting, really digging hard for something here. Do they even have any more Archons? Or are all the Archons exiled to something? They've got 2 Archons in normal exile, and I don't think they have any Archons under actual exile. They need to do something here, or else they will mill over the last remaining card in their deck on my upkeep, and I will win. Wow, and I think that's it, actually. I am going to cast Profane Tutor, and I'm going to find Inquisition of Kozilek. That way, just in case something happens and I draw a Thoughtseize, I will be able to Inquisition myself, but instead I drew a Profane Tutor, so I'm going to Inquisition them. And they just didn't have it. Take Unearth, I guess. Play this out. F6 for the rest of the game. That was extremely uncomfortable, and I do not recommend doing it this way. Just to be very, very clear, I didn't have a lock. Like, I didn't control what my opponent was doing. Like, I presented a very weak, like, set of hate rocks, and the hero just couldn't interact with them for some reason. And they got me all the way down to 2, but I couldn't control what they were doing. Like, I couldn't see what cards they were drawing. I couldn't keep them off of certain effects. Like, it was nerve-wracking is what it was. It made me very nervous, not knowing if the hero could get out of this game or not. I'm gonna take a look at all of these manifested things. Yeah, there's a Persist underneath a manifest right here. And they had 2 Force of Negations underneath of those too. I think that having that Persist was the 4th Persist. I don't think they had any outs at that point, because they can't even flip an Archon of Cruelty or cast an Archon of Cruelty because they didn't have access to double black. So Blood Moon is theoretically good against them, but let's just check and see if there's anything else that might be. I don't think Orcish Bowmasters is where I want to be against this deck. They're not, like, I guess they have Faithless Lootings and stuff, but I don't think that I'm going to be punishing it that way. What I want instead is Pithing Needle. I'm going to side out a basic Swamp in favor of this Godless Shrine, and I might bring in Vindicates. Although that's not even a very good plan underneath the Blood Moon, isn't it? I don't think Vindicate is correct. I think I'm just going to bring out the Godless Shrine, bring back the basic Swamp, and I guess I don't know what I'm bringing in. I don't know what I'm doing. A Cursed Totem, a Pithing Needle, and a Lightning Bolt, I guess. No idea. I haven't made a sideboard map for this deck. I don't even know if it's correct to keep in Blood Moons, honestly. This hand tears apart their hand. It answers an Emperor of Bones, and it's got double Profane Tutor in it. Aha! Basic Island into Grand. How about... No. They could have Force of Negation here. Do I want to be playing around Force of Negation or playing around Spell Pierce? I think I'm going to play around Force of Negation, and I'll do this on upkeep. If I can tap my land. Come on, there we go. Wow, it's really chugging, isn't it? One of Lightning Bolt coming in clutch. Heard it here first. Play Lightning Bolt and Lantern Control. If they drop a Psychic Frog, then I'm in bad shape. Or second Grand. Okay, I've got a Verdant Catacombs, and I think I actually think I'm going to Inquisition them. Because if they just have the Wombo combo of Grand into the nuts, then I'm in trouble. That's kind of the nuts. I need to think about this. If I take Unearth and Emperor of Bones here and leave them with Abhorrent Oculus, they will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards in their graveyard, and they need to exile 6. Grand can bring them up to that point fairly quickly. They could just hard cast Abhorrent Oculus next turn, and I'm just not prepared for that. I'm fundamentally not prepared for that. So I think what the play might be is to take Unearth and to take Abhorrent Oculus. Try to get them off of that nut draw. Yeah, no, this is Reanimator. They're just using Grand as a loot effect. All right, Abhorrent Oculus is down. Emperor of Bones is still an issue, but hopefully it's not that much of an issue. Yeah, Raucous Theater could have surveilled an additional card to their graveyard. Oh my god, they had just binned an Archon of Cruelty, just random free Entomb off of a Raucous Theater. I would love to draw some sort of removal spell, a Pithing Needle, anything. What did I leave them with in hand? All right, that Polluted Delta that I knew about is gone. They just have 2 fresh cards. Come on, Pithing Needle off the tippity top. Oh, it's a Blood Moon, which does nothing because they played a Bloodstained Mire. Yeah, I am in trouble, actually. I'm very much in trouble. I am going to play out this Bloodstained Mire, and I'm going to suspend Profane Tutor, and I'm going to pray. I would have even taken an Ensnaring Bridge there. Blood Crypt down. They're adapting. Yeah, I'm going to discard this Blood Moon, I guess. It's not doing very much right now. I'm going to take 6, 9, 13, 14. So I'm basically dead, and I need to hit Ensnaring Bridge off the top. 1 life. If y'all watched my video that I released prior to this, the one with Mono Black Lantern, then yeah, I would have had access to this Bloodstained Mire as a land. Not that it matters much here because I am dead. Yep, good games. I just didn't have a game plan this game, and it showed. So to be completely honest, I probably should have brought in some more lightning bolts over the Blood Moons, but I didn't because I'm very silly, and I was restarting my client in between sideboarding. So that just didn't work. Ugh, this is not a hand I can keep. This one I can. I don't know, I'm just, for some reason, not feeling as comfortable playing a deck like this. I'm gonna bottom a Mill Rock. I guess I just got intoxicated off of the simplicity of the mana base from yesterday. This, by the way, is not a very good hand. I would much rather have a way to find an Ensnaring Bridge, but I simply don't have that. So I'm going to grab a basic Swamp, and I'm going to play a Lantern. Blood Moon off the top of the deck, right where everyone can see it. The hero will likely have no issue with playing off of basics. But they did shock in a Steam Vents here. Okay, so they're going to have an Unearth and what else? And a Faithless Looting? Okay, so Unearth is gone and Watery Grave is gone. Consign to Memory on the top of their deck. I think I would want to get rid of that. I'm gonna get rid of it. Polluted Delta, gonna have to cope with that. This Blood Moon once again just rotting in my hand. All right, casting the other Faithless Looting. They're going to find Island and Fatal Push, discarding Polluted Delta and Bloodstained Mire. So I now know half their hand, and I don't know the other half. Do I want this Profane Tutor? I actually think I want the Profane Tutor. So I am going to take my next turn, and I'm just going to suspend Profane Tutor. And it seems like they might be drawing the wrong half of their deck here. They've got Fatal Push, which is fine. Basic Island is down. Still 2 cards in hand. Are they just going to take the turn off to cast Faithless Looting out of the graveyard? No, they're not. Well, if they're not doing anything, then I think I can safely just draw this Codex Shredder. Ooh, that's a Thoughtseize on top of my deck. I really would actually like that a lot. Unfortunately, no way to put it into my hand before this Profane Tutor goes onto the stack next turn. I think I'm actually going to exile with Pyxis here. I suspect that they might have some way to reanimate stuff. Oh, they're cycling the Emperor, the Unearth, to get the Emperor of Bones into their hand. It's turn 4, which means they don't have a land drop here. They don't currently have anything in their graveyard that they can really do with that Emperor. That Meltdown's going to get exiled. The Undercity Sewers is probably going to mill over this Undercity Sewers here. And that's a Grafdigger's Cage on top of my deck. I don't think I actually want that. I am going to fetch here, and I'm going to grab the Blood Crypt and just have it enter tapped. Okay, Profane Tutor's coming off suspend. Let's see if this resolves. I don't have the Grafdigger's Cage in my deck anymore. Oh, no, I still do. I could just land Ensnaring Bridge while the going is good. Yeah, I think I'm just going to do that. Urza Saga is down, Ensnaring Bridge is down, while Force of Negation is turned off. Okay, Emperor of Bones is here. I still don't know one of the cards in their hand, unfortunately. There's a decent chance that I just grab a Grafdigger's Cage off this Urza Saga to shut off flashing back Faithless Looting. I am gonna Thoughtseize them. And I'm actually gonna take the Unearth here, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Unearth. I'm gonna leave them with everything else. They can do stuff if they want to. I don't think I'm just gonna allow that. I don't think it matters that much. Like, they could attack with this Emperor of Bones. They could activate it. They could cast this Grand. I don't think that matters. Grand is down. Force of Negation still held up. I could do a really big brain play here and let them attack with the Emperor of Bones and then force them into a situation where they have to adapt it. Yeah, I'm just gonna do that. They could just double Fatal Push, and that's fine. And they have to now. Block here, block here. I will make you use both of those Fatal Pushes. They're not doing it, which means they're gonna hold open Force of Negation, which I am actually completely fine with. This game is locked up. Yeah, I'm not even gonna bother making the construct. All right, Grafdigger's Cage, where are you? There you are. That's going to shut off the Faithless Lootings in their graveyard. And I'm just gonna cast this Blood Moon. I don't want Grand attacking. Use Force of Negation now or don't, doesn't matter to me. All right, game's locked up. So I've achieved the goals that I wanted to achieve. I have shut off their draw engine with this Grafdigger's Cage, preventing them from flashing back these Faithless Lootings. I have stranded them with counter magic and creature removal in their hand. This Blood Moon is mostly completely irrelevant, but the Ensnaring Bridge is shutting off attacks from Grand, which is stopping them from looting. And we've got nothing else to do. Now, I need to win the game. So I am going to make my best attempt to mill myself into more mill rocks. That didn't happen, it's fine. I need to focus. I don't mind them having a Psychic Frog, but I do want to speed the game along a little bit. So I'm not going to bother with letting them have stuff on top of their deck, if I can afford it. Like, I want to burn through their deck now. Blue Delta. So they played that as their land, that's fine. I want this Pyxis, so I am going to just throw this down. They're gonna counter it, I don't care. Consign to memory, don't care. Nope, you can't flashback Faithless Looting. Grafdigger's Cage is in play. You've got no options here. I will draw this Thoughtseize, and I will Thoughtseize that Force of Negation out of their hand. I want the next mill rock that I draw to resolve. I actually kind of want them having access to this Abhorrent Oculus, so I'm gonna leave it on top of their deck. Blood Moon number 2, I don't care, just gonna go ahead and cast it. I kind of wish that I hadn't cast the Blood Moon from earlier, because Fomori Vault would be active now. Well, Abhorrent Oculus, no! Abhorrent Oculus doesn't manifest Dread, because Grafdigger's Cage is in play. So this is literally just mill 2 every turn for the rest of the game. Now I don't even need mill rocks. They can't put creatures into play off the Manifest Dread. That's great. Yeah. You're about to find this out. Verdant Catacombs is my draw for turn. I don't care if they have the ability to discard cards or exile cards from their graveyard, so Psychic Frog is fine. And I want this Codex Shredder on top of my deck, so it's not that important. They're gonna mill this Faithless Looting with the Abhorrent Oculus anyway, so I'm just gonna leave it where it is. Grafdigger's Cage makes it so they can't flash it back. I don't believe I want them having the Persist. Let me just check their graveyard. Actually don't think it matters. They could get an Emperor of Bones, they could get a Psychic Frog, they could get an Oculus. Emperor of Bones is the one that I'm really worried about. Oh, no, because Grafdigger's Cage shuts off Persist, right. Yeah, wow. Thanks, Grafdigger's Cage. Love Grafdigger's Cage. I'm gonna take one of your 3 Fatal Pushes. Probably should have just done that on myself, honestly. Save time. Although at the same time, like, they've only got 23 cards in their deck. They're milling themselves out with the Abhorrent Oculus here. I'm kind of chilling, you know? Like, does it really even matter at this point? I don't think it really matters. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Flexo. It's very funny watching Grafdigger's Cage just shut off their whole deck. Would you like to draw another mountain? Here you go. I don't even need to mill this meltdown. Watch this. This is so funny. Are you getting ready to laugh? Get ready to laugh. Watch this. 3, 2, 1. Mill that meltdown. Oh, are you laughing as much as I am? I'm laughing pretty damn hard, actually. I am going to play this Blackleaf Cliffs. And you know what? Oh man, you didn't let me mill the Emperor of Bones off the top of your deck. You just conceded the match. Come on, mate. Where's your sense of fun? Where's your sense of adventure? Where's your sense of whimsy? Just sitting there, struggling underneath the lock, just slowly watching your life bleed out before your very eyes as you attempt to flash things back with Grafdigger's Cage. And, you know, at least they knew that Persist didn't work. Maybe didn't know that a Pornoculus didn't work, just kind of milled themselves out. But whatever, like, I'll take the win where I can get it.
Has your loss to Lantern Control left you bitter and despondent? Try working through the 5 stages of grief by joining the Fateseal MTG Patreon. Languish in denial with my $2 tier and get access to my Discord community and your name in my video credits. You'll gain more perks as your grief matures, like tournament live streams, lessons on Lantern Control, and office hours with me. Once you reach acceptance, every month you'll get a private session with me and can even feature your own deck here on Fateseal MTG.
The hero has begun the game with 7 cards in hand. This hand makes me nervous. It is triple discard. It's not even a Thoughtseize. It's triple Inquisition. Half of a lock, and it's the half that's more common to have, and Blood Moon with only 2 lands. I am going to attempt to keep this. I don't think that this is a very good hand, though. Yeah, see Flooded Strand into basic planes, into Ocelot Pride? Nah. Remember when I was... Oh, Ensnaring Bridge, just off the 50 top, just like that. Anyway, remember when I was playing the mono black version and I just... jeez. They're going to be able to land Goblin Bombardment regardless of what I do. And just like, I didn't have this Blood Moon and my curve was lower. I really liked that. So Goblin Bombardment is landing regardless, and that just doesn't matter. So I am going to take the Static Prison here. Not very common these days to see a opponent that has Static Prison in the main deck, for Energy at least. Energy just doesn't play Static Prison in the main much. So the fact that this particular hero has decided that, you know, Static Prison is good to play really sucks for me. It really sucks for me. They're going to make another cat. I am going to draw a card and cry. Yep. I will pay the 2 life here. I'm going to Inquisition them. Because of how they did this, I actually could take the Goblin Bombardment and then take the other Goblin Bombardment. I think they were counting on having those Goblin Bombardments. Oh, anyway, I didn't introduce my opponent at the beginning of the match. I'm so sorry, iLicktoast. You just really wanted everybody to know that you lick toast, and I did not do my community the service of, you know, spreading your love for licking toast to the text notes 7 people currently watching the stream. Well, I'm just gonna slowly die to this Ocelot Pride, because that's just how Ocelot Pride works. Is it time to Thoughtseize myself? It is time to Thoughtseize myself. I just need to get this Blood Moon out of my hand. If this Blood Moon was an Orcish Bowmasters, I would just be so freaking happy right now. Orcish Bowmasters would ping down the Ocelot Pride, one of the tokens would trade with one of their tokens, this would have been completely under control. But instead, I am Thoughtseizing myself. Hey, I made them burn a Thraben Charm. I will take that. Discard Blood Moon. It's not because I'm a Reanimator opponent on a bad draw, it's because I'm a Lantern Control opponent on a bad draw. And I just needed to get Blood Moon out of my hand. And now I need a 3rd land or else I die. I need a 3rd land very quickly, actually. I'm going to fall to 6 just off of the Ocelot Pride stuff that I know is coming. I would also still, even at this point, take an Orcish Bowmasters. We've got an LOL in the chat. You know what? I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all, iLicktoast. That was a very LOL moment. Oh, Ragavan Nimble Pilfer. I just... dang it. Come on. Give me a land. Give me a land. Give me a land. Please give me a land. They just ripped that Ragavan. They didn't even fetch with Flooded Strand to put it on top. And I'm at 8. And that's a Verdant Catacombs. No, I needed that. I needed that land. Why do you do this to me? I am so just ridiculously despondent. Well, this is what happens when you keep a hand that has 3 discard spells in it and 2 lands, I guess. Is that you rip the basic swamp, you cast Ensnaring Bridge, And you fall to 4, and then you hope that you don't die with 6 3-drops remaining in the deck that will kill you if you draw them. I'm at 4 right now because of the cat tokens swinging in. And if they hit a Flage at any point in the game, then I am at 1. Fortunately, this Grafdigger's Cage will shut some stuff off. Oh, they kept the card on top. I have to exile that. Whatever it is, it's gone. Shame I don't get to see what it is. Pyxis exiling face down has always just been a little annoying. All right, I'm at 4. Did you draw something like a Goblin Bombardment or an Ajani? It's a Flage. So they hit Flage, I am at 1. If I rip a Lantern of Insight off the top of my deck, then I'm actually in good shape. If I rip an Orcish Bowmasters, then I am in less good shape. Arena of Glory, yes, please. Use this to cast something that you're gonna be sprinting in with haste. Come on, come on, come on, come on. You know you want to. Nope, they're not falling for it. Orcish Bowmasters, empty the hand, kill your Ocelot Pride, make a couple blockers that are completely irrelevant because if this Ensnaring Bridge ever raises up even the slightest amount, then I am dead. And I'm just in a Lantern of Insight waiting room. My opponent has a huge number of hits that will win the game on the spot. They have Galvanic Discharge that'll kill my Orcish Bowmasters, that doesn't matter. They have, if they can find their 3rd Goblin Bombardment, that will win the game on the spot. Because they used Galvanic Discharge to get rid of my Orcish Bowmasters, now an Ajani doesn't win on the spot. Ajani requires a little bit of extra work. They have Static Prisons in their deck that will win the game on the spot. Just, I'm not in good shape. And I have a lot fewer outs. Blood Moon is, like, not good. It's just not good. I need to cast it, but this turns off Urza Saga as an out for me. I guess this shuts off what? This makes it, no, they can still, oh, they have their own Blood Moon. See? They don't care about Blood Moon. They just cast their own Blood Moons. We got dueling Blood Moons here. Currently, my win condition is to exile everyone's deck with this single Pyxis of Pandemonium. Oh my god! Oh, absolute cinema. You cannot make this up. And here's where they draw Static Prison and kill me. Right here. Because we had our laugh. It was nice. And now they just win the game. Oh, they're passing turn. Didn't just win the game on the spots. But because they passed turn, here is where I draw Thoughtseize and die. No. Just try Blood Mooning. Hey. A Boros Energy deck that has their own Blood Moons. I promise it'll work out. Promise it's gonna be great. Hey, Codex Now I can accelerate the timetable at which I mill them out. Well, at least iLicktoast is having some fun with me in chat. I'm sorry I haven't made the plugin that, you know, puts chat, like, every single time we have a communication, it pops it up or something. Just haven't done it. No excuses, just haven't done it. Am I gonna start milling myself? Oh, I'm gonna mill them out. Come on, Lantern of Insight. Profane Tutor, that's more like it. Yeah, love me a Profane Tutor. The hero is now on a clock. This draw or the next draw has to kill me. Guide of Souls will not cut it. And I am going to stop activating Pyxis because I don't want to accidentally exile all of my lanterns to Pyxis of Pandemonium. That would really suck. Hey, it's a Lantern of Insight. Yo, just absolutely ripped it. That's so good. I'm gonna pull the meme and I'm gonna just put Lantern of Insight in the chat. Lantern of Insight. That's great. And yes, Flexo, I do have an Underworld cookbook in the list. I guess that would have also helped a little bit, but I still really just wanted Lantern. Flooded Strand on top of their deck, and the game is wrapped up at this point. I don't think that there's really anything that the hero can do here, because against all odds, I drew my Lantern of Insight before they drew anything. A Flage, a Goblin Bombardment, and a Ajani that they could eventually flip. What do you call it? A Seasoned Pyromancer that can dig to these things. A Static Prison. They had so many outs in their deck. I am going to be in absolute massive Giga Chad And I am going to say no to Profane Tutor. I'm just going to play Pyxis of Pandemonium. Raven Charm is their top card. If they've been sandbagging in Ajani this entire time, then Raven Charm is bad because they can kill it and then zero it to win the game. But I have an Inquisition of Kozilek on the top of my deck. So I think instead, I am going to just draw. Ragavan and double Marsh Flats. All right, game's over. I need to remember to get rid of the Thoughtseize on top of my deck. I'm not even going to bother tracking their hand anymore. It just doesn't matter. Ooh, Pyxis. Yes, I'll take that. iLicktoast is saying Lantern of Insight back. Yeah! I will let you know, iLicktoast, if you ever watch this video, I was rooting for you the entire time. See, stuff like that. Ajani Nakata Pariah could have been on top of their deck at any time. Goblin Bombardment, that's lethal. Basic Mountain is not lethal, but Thoughtseize on top of my deck is, so I need to get rid of it. All right, Verdant Catacombs would be just an I lose button sitting on the battlefield if we were not under Blood Moon. So thanks, Blood Moon. I am just going to go ahead and start activating these. We just need to get the game over with now. Lage on top of their deck, that's no bueno. Put that in the graveyard, please. And Ajani on top of their deck is also not good. Okay. I'm going to do this just for the memes. Just to be an absolute troll. I'm going to need a Lantern of Insight just for fun. Exile that, please. And they give it up. You know what, iLicktoast? If I ever see you somewhere, I'm going to pull out my toaster from underneath of my counter, and I'm going to make a slice of toast just so I can lick it in your honor. What an absolutely amazing game. Hopefully, I still take the match because I still like winning games, but what an absolutely delightful opponent. Okay, let's go ahead and begin sideboarding here. I want to be bringing in Pyroclasms and Lightning Bolts. Yeah, we love our creature removal. Orcish Bowmasters will stay in the deck. Grafdigger's Cage is a maybe because really it only just shuts off Flage, and as was mentioned earlier, I have the Underworld Cookbook in my deck. What's coming out? These hideous Blood Moons are coming out. Get out of the deck, Blood Moon, please. Ugh, God. Grafdigger's Cage, actually, yeah. It is the 61st card right now. This is a very clean mapping. If I just take it out, yeah, I'm just gonna take it out. I'm not gonna think about it too much. I had no right to win that game. I just didn't have to win it, but I just ripped. And iLicktoast, the hero here, unfortunately did not rip. I think I might keep this hand off of the strength of Orcish Bowmasters. Like under traditional keeping hand rules, this is not a key, but Orcish Bowmasters might just be good enough to where I just keep a hand on it. Especially with like this turn 1 Ragavan, yeah. I drew one of my 2 Pithing Needles. I am going to Bloodstained Mire into basic Swamp before I can get hit with a Blood Moon that they might have kept in their deck. They have Ocelot Pride here. They have Ragavan. That's going to hit my Inquisition, really? Turn 1 Ragavan is always nasty. Well, I'm just going to let that go. I hope that they don't Inquisition me here. They probably will. Do it. Don't 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 do it. Play like an Ajani or a Goblin Bombardment or anything, please. Just not an Inquisition of Kozilek on me. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. That is fine. That is just fine. Elegant Parlor is going to enter now, keeping that Ajani on top. And let's see what they swing in with. If they swing in with everything, then I get to kill the Ajani. And I actually think I will do that. Straight into Orcish Bowmasters. Love to see it. And I am going to double block this Ajani. Oh, that was beautiful. I loved that. They can still drop Ocelot Pride, unfortunately, but I think this Urza Saga might start taking over the game. I have a Blood Crypt on top of my deck. So this is the turn that I need to suspend Profane Tutor, I think, and I am going to do it. I also believe I need to get down Pyxis. The question here is, do I want them having Ajani or not? I think the answer is no. I think it's going to cause me too much trouble, and if that's the case, then I want to keep that Blood Crypt on top of my deck so that I can shock it in and play out like a Pithing Needle or a Pyxis next turn and also make a Urza Saga construct. Yeah, I'm gonna take this Ajani. I am feeling fairly confident. Not great, okay-ish. I haven't checked their hand yet. Yeah, I'm gonna take your Ajani off the top of your deck here. Flooded Strand, you can have that. They got 4 cards in hand. They kept their hand off the strength of something. I don't know what. Hopefully not a Wear Tear. Hopefully not a Wear Tear. Maybe it was Ragavan into Ajani is what they kept their hand off of. They kept 7 though, right? They did keep 7. A 1-lander on 7 with Ragavan. I guess against my deck, where they know that I don't really have that much, like removal, might be fine. Oh, they just have another Ajani. You know what? Fine. I'll cope. I will cope by blocking here. Yeah, I don't want to be taking that damage. Actually, they would have just made another one anyway. So maybe that was a little bit of a punt. Oh, but they don't have another red permanent. So Ajani can 0 as much as it wants, and it'll just continue to make cats. And they are plussing Ajani. I'm gonna make another cat here. And now the question is, do I actually create the construct at all? Or do I just play out my hand? Oh, that is an ensnaring bridge on top of my deck. I need to think about this. If I play out my hand, then I would put the Blood Crypt into play tapped. I would take 2 plus 3 is 5. I would fall to 9. No, I'd fall to 8 because of the cat token. I do have a Profane Tutor on suspend. That's true. And what I could do is grab Ensnaring Bridge off Profane Tutor, hope to hit something on my draw, and then just land Ensnaring Bridge and hope I don't die. They have a Galvanic Discharge on top of their deck. They don't have any energy. So if I play a construct, I can eat something and then it would die to the discharge. I think I'm going to play out my hand. I think I'm just going to bet that they cannot win this turn. Codex Shredder, Hithing Needle on Ajani Nakata Avenger, and Pyxis of Pandemonium. And this gives me a ton of draw control. Now, I will note that the hero still has 3 cards in hand that I have no idea what they are. And I also haven't given them a reason to use something like a Static Prison. They're still holding. This will bring me down to 8. Man, I'm desperately hoping that they just have like Flage in hand or something. They started paying costs for something, tapped a Sacred Foundry, and then backed out. That could be anything from a Prismatic Ending to a Flage. Yep, here's the Flage. Okay, that puts me to 5. Okay, well, I'm gonna have you mill this Goblin Bombardment, and I actually will mill this Ensnaring Bridge. I'm going to be getting an Ensnaring Bridge off of Profane Tutor here, and I just don't want the Ensnaring Bridge in my deck. Here we go. Flage in the graveyard. I am at 5 life. I have Profane Tutor coming off suspend. I have Urza's Saga popping, and I have a draw. Let's see what happens. This must get Ensnaring Bridge. Pyxis of Pandemonium. Is this an acceptable draw? Will I be okay if I have Pyxis, or do I need to make an attempt to mill myself into a discard spell? I think I am going to try and find a discard spell. That's a Profane Tutor. Would have rather had Pyxis. I don't think I'm going to activate Codex Shredder again. I think I need to keep a little bit of draw control up for this. All right, let's go ahead and grab something out of the deck. What could they have? Let's think about this for a moment. Is there anything I can do about a second Flage? If they have second Flage, then next turn they would be able to cast second Flage from hand or escape the one that they have in the graveyard. I'd fall to 2. I would draw a card, discard it to Cookbook, gain 3 life, and then I would be ahead of Flage. If they have Goblin Bombardment in hand, I am dead. They could just be slow rolling a Goblin Bombardment. I know that these lists will typically play anywhere between 2 and 3 Goblin Bombardments, but they always max out on Flage. If they had a Goblin Bombardment, I feel like they would have played it out by now. I think it needs to be the Underworld Cookbook. Pyroclasm is nice, but not necessary, so I'm going to be putting that in the bin with the Underworld Cookbook if I end up drawing it. So this is me accepting that if they have a removal spell for Ensnaring Bridge, or they have a Goblin Bombardment, then I am dead. If they have Flage, then I'm alive. They have 1 Goblin Bombardment in the graveyard already. They have a Flage in the graveyard. 2 cards, I don't know what they are. Any card that I draw off of this next turn, it must go into the Underworld Cookbook. Yeah, they had Static Prison, it just didn't matter. Okay, well, well played from the hero here. Really making me sweat. I really wish that I had found an Inquisition or a Thoughtseize or something. Not a Thoughtseize, an Inquisition off the top of my deck underneath of that one card that I milled away. But I couldn't find it, and I wasn't going to expend my entire lock trying to find it. So yeah, well played from the hero, I think. Maybe I should have dug for a Inquisition harder, but I just chose not to. I think the sideboard plan is still fine. If I had a Dreams of Steel and Oil, I would probably bring that in. I could bring in Duress over Thoughtseize, but I don't think I'm going to do that. This hand is not keepable. This hand is also not keepable. Dang it. Straight to 5 here. This is the best hand I've seen so far. I need to get rid of, honestly, the 2 Mill Rocks. Gonna get rid of the 2 Mill Rocks here. I would refuse to fall to 15 against energy on the first turn, so I am going to just fetch basic Swamp. And if I draw Lightning Bolt, then sucks to suck. So what do they have here? They have Ajani, they have Ragavan, they have Wrath of the Skies, and Seasoned Pyromancer. This is a pretty damn good 7 to keep. I think if I had a second discard spell, I would leave them with Wrath of the Skies in hand, and the next turn I would just discard it, and I would take the Ragavan here. But I think I need to take the Wrath, because I've only got 1 discard spell. All right, and I am on Urza Saga and Prey. I'd love to draw a land here. Basic Mountain, give it to me. Even a Bloodstained Mire. I'll take that. Just something that lets me keep the value engine of Urza Saga going, so I don't have to play a Saga on my 3rd turn and my 2nd turn. Blackcleave Cliffs, I'll take it. Okay, suspending Profane Tutor there is decent. I am unfortunately going to be taking a hit off this Ragavan, and the construct is only going to be a 1/1, so it will fairly easily just, I don't know, just trade with this Ragavan instead of actually doing anything meaningful. The hero's fetching with Arid Mesa to find a basic Plains, probably for Najani. Yep, there it is. All right, I drew a Fomori Vault, which is pretty damn terrible, actually. And now the question is, do I just take the 5 that I'm being presented with here? Or do I chump or trade with the Ragavan? I think the answer might be to trade. 2 lands gone. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and create my construct here, and I will trade with the Ragavan. I've got Profane Tutor coming off Suspend now. I think I have to get an Ensnaring Bridge with this. I just think I'm not in a good enough position to do anything else. So we are once again in a really bad spot. Urza Saga's going to pop here. I think I might just get a Lantern of Insight, start to get a little bit of information. Oh, Spyro's gone. I could get the Underworld Cookbook and start gaining life. I don't think that's correct. I think I'm just going to grab Lantern. Wear Tear on top of the deck, as always. Well, Ensnaring Bridge is down. And I still have 2 cards in hand, so it's not even lowered all the way. Maybe I should have just grabbed a Pyroclasm. Maybe that would have been better. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that would have been better. Just grab Pyroclasm, clear the board. Because now I don't even have a Lantern of Insight. I can't even grab a Mill Rock off of this. I mean, I guess I could, but still. Fortunately, the hero here is just casting all of their cards. I really hope that they don't have something good. All right, swinging in for 5. Please don't be a land. All right, Pithing Needle I can handle. I can lower Ensnaring Bridge all the way by casting this Pithing Needle. But what am I going to name with it? I could name Goblin Bombardment, or I could name Ajani Nakata Avenger. If they have any way to remove a creature, including something like a Flage or a Galvanic Discharge, which I think I saw, then Ajani immediately becomes just the biggest problem. If they have Goblin Bombardment, then I don't immediately die. I guess I don't immediately die to either. I am going to name the backside of an Ajani, and I'm going to be very nervous. Because once again, I'm in a very bad spot. I don't have a Lantern of Insight or any lock of any sort. And if they just have Wear Tear here, I'm just dead. Yeah, here we go. Okay, well, that was fun. Just being a little cordial with my opponent here. And I'm gonna go ahead and concede. That was good enough. There's just no way I get out of this. Unfortunate. That really sucks. So I am now 1 and 2. And I'm kind of feeling the effects of Blood Moon. Like, it makes me really worry that Blood Moon might just not be good in the online meta right now. I don't know, like, I'm facing a lot of aggressive decks. I'll have to think about it. But yeah, I'm having a decent time still, I think. It's just the particular configuration of this deck with the Blood Moons and stuff. I'm really on the fence. I am on the play in match 4 versus Stucklxrd. Do I keep this? No, I don't keep this. That's a straight mulligan. No red mana for that hand at all, no black. I will keep this instead, and I'm actually going to bottom the Shredder out of it. Nice 1, 2, 3. Swamp Pyxis, Swamp Bowmasters, Black Leaf Cliffs, and Snaring Bridge. I'd even lead on the Black Leaf Cliffs. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Just in case I draw like an Urza Saga or something. Although if I drew an Urza Saga, then maybe it would have been better to lead on a basic Swamp, so that Black Leaf Cliffs could be my 4th land drop. And that would have allowed me to play like a Blood Moon that I had top decked or something. I don't know. I might be thinking too hard about this. And once again, Sacred Foundry into Ocelot Pride. I will be able to snipe this Ocelot Pride because I'm on the play. Ooh, Black Leaf Cliffs number 2. Yeah, I'm just going to hold this open. I'm not going to bother doing anything else. I don't have a lock, which is really unfortunate. And I'm playing Blood Moons in my deck against an opponent who's maining red. Here we go, second Sacred Foundry into a Goblin Bombardment. I am going to kill this before Goblin Bombardment comes into play. A Profane Tutor. I'm going to suspend that. I will not attack because I am afraid of a Ragavan. Dashing in a Ragavan and then having fodder to shoot down my stuff would be pretty devastating for me, I think. Just not even going to bother. Seasoned Pyromancer is going to come down. They just let the ability resolve, and now I get these Orcish Bowmaster triggers, and I can put them wherever I want to. If I put them on the elemental tokens, then they can sacrifice them to the Goblin Bombardment and kill my stuff. I would just lose Orcish Bowmasters in response. If I put them on the Spyro, then basically the same thing happens. The only way that I am guaranteed stuff here is if I put these on their face. So I am gonna do that. Don't really like this interaction here. That does not make me happy, but you know what? I will take what I can where I can. Profane Tutor is going to be coming off suspend next turn. Urza Saga is a really good rip. I like that. Oh, and they bend a Flage? Yeah, that's not cool. All right, well, Ensnaring Bridge comes down now. Gonna continue to hold back. This is not about attacking. And even if it was, like, this Orc Army can't attack anyway because it's too big. And the Elemental tokens can attack, but Spyro cannot. Ajani Nakatl Pariah will just instantly flip here. They're going to kill Bowmasters. Ajani's going to possibly 0 here, and that could kill my Orc Army if they really wanted to. And they're dashing in a Ragavan. It can't attack, regardless of what they do. Nice to know that they have a Ragavan in hand, though. Come on, just kill the Orc Army token. No, they're doing it to my face. I don't like that. Come on, man. They can now swing in with these Elemental tokens here if they want to. And they probably should swing in with both of them. Chose not to, though. That's good for me. Oh, they sacked the Ragavan. They're not dashing it back to their hand. All right. That's fine, I guess. Profane Tutor's coming off suspend here. This is going to really suck for me because I need to Pithing Needle the Ajani and I need to Pithing Needle the Goblin Bombardment. I think I just need to grab Pithing Needle here. Oh, that's another Profane Tutor. That's really good. I think instead of creating creatures, I just need to cast my spells. And I'm going to put this one on Ajani. That one just does more damage right now, I think. Although they didn't sack their board. Well, they didn't sack their board because they didn't have to. Because if I needle the Goblin Bombardment, then they just deal more damage to me with Ajani. Okay, Ajani Nakatl Avenger is needled. And this Profane Tutor is going to do something, maybe. I'm glad that I needled the Ajani as well, because if I had needled the Goblin Bombardment, then Ajani could potentially hit me multiple times over multiple turns, whereas the Goblin Bombardment requires them to invest their creatures into it first. Here they can escape Flage if they want to. Galvanic Discharge on the army token, that's fine. Don't really care about that anyway. Profane Tutor will come off suspend next turn, and I have an Inquisition of Kozilek. So it is free to create this construct, because even if I decide to get a Underworld cookbook here, then I would be able to pop the food. But I have a Profane Tutor on suspend. I think I might just grab a Lantern of Insight with this, make sure I'm not going to die, Inquisition them, take the remaining Galvanic Discharge, and now I can just use Underworld Cookbook to answer Phlages and Goblin Bombardment. I fall to 11 here. They're going to create a creature. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's not enough. They can escape Phlage next turn. Geez, I'm really just struggling to think about this. So what do I need to do here? I need to make sure that I can gain enough life to outpace what they're doing. Ocelot Pride creating additional tokens is a problem because it gives them additional pings with Goblin Bombardment that I wasn't planning on if they can gain life. Next turn, they can escape Phlage if I let them draw this Flooded Strand and they sacrifice, at minimum, the Seasoned Pyromancer, which would be more than reasonable for them to do. If they can do that, then I am effectively right now at 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. If they did that, then I would cast Profane Tutor, I would grab the Underworld Cookbook, I would draw a card for turn, I'd discard the card to Cookbook, I would go up to 6. Phlage would bring me to 5, because they would sacrifice it when it enters, and then it would bring me to 2. And then the additional cat tokens that are generated off of them gaining life would bring me to 0. So that's not good enough. I'm going to cast Profane Tutor. I might just need to grab a Pithing Needle, take my medicine now, but if I do that, and they sacrifice just their entire board, then I'm dead anyway. I don't think I have a way out of this. I think I am 1 life short. There is another option. I could grab Grafdigger's Cage. That would prevent the Phlage from coming out of the graveyard at all. So I would fall to 3, but they couldn't Phlage me. And then I need to find another answer to Goblin Bombardment before they draw 3 creatures. No, I can't. It doesn't matter if they draw the Flooded Strand or not, because they've already got 3 cards in their graveyard. So they can just sacrifice the Ocelot Pride and the Spyro. Oh, I guess that's a good point, though. But then if they have, like, literally anything underneath of that, then that's a problem. Like, if they have a creature underneath of that, that would be a problem. It would need to be... I'm not sure. But you've got a point, Flexo. You've got a point. I think I should still probably do the Grafdigger's Cage line. But goddamn, I need to find an answer to Goblin Bombardment ASAP. Because what they can do is they can sacrifice the Spyro to the Goblin Bombardment, and then they can create 2 more thingy things, and then they can put me to 1, and that it's terrifying. All right, Mox Opal, I'm gonna have to take it. What an awkward situation I find myself in. I need an answer ASAP. I need to get very lucky here. Oh, they have a Flooded Strand in hand already, so yeah, exiling that wouldn't work. I believe I die if I let them have that Ajani, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That puts me to 3. And then they exile Spyro out of their graveyard. They create 1/1s. I go to 1. Ajani puts me to 0. I need to find Pithing Needle right now. And I need to keep them off of creatures until I can find it. If they so much as surveil a Spyro to the graveyard, I'm dead. That's not good. It's not good at all. Well, they're going to be fetching with Flooded Strand anyway, so I should just exile now. Underworld Cookbook. Oh my god, I have a chance. I have the faintest chance. They need to fetch with Flooded Strand and then not hit. So they're going to fetch with Flooded Strand. They're going to find a Surveil land here. If there is a creature on top of their deck at any point, like a Phlage, then I'm dead. Hopefully they surveil that to the graveyard. Please put that in the graveyard. No, they kept it on top. Why would they do this to me? Okay. Lantern Shuffle. And I need to get very lucky here. Okay, they didn't kill me. Now the question is, do I push my luck twice? And the answer is no. I am going to discard this. I'm going to just start gaining life. I'm going to do this now before they can do anything else. All right. Oh, okay. So that was one problem solved, but it came at the cost of my Lantern of Insight. Into Galvanic Discharge, unfortunate. Guide of Souls is coming down. This is actually a problem. I need to remove that Guide of Souls. because now any creature starts to gain them a bunch of life, which creates a bunch of cat tokens. Another Pyxis. I need to discard that. I need to just start gaining a bunch of life here. Basically anything short of Pithing Needle for Goblin Bombardment, I'm going to discard. And I guess I'm not going to discard a Lantern of Insight. All right, I got myself out of one sticky situation, but I kind of got myself into another one. All right, I don't care what they drew because they didn't play it. Orcish Bowmasters. This is actually good for me because I can kill the Ocelot Pride. I am going to... what the heck? I'm just going to do it now. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to at least wait until combat. If they cast any creature, I'm going to put Orcish Bowmasters on the stack above it. All right, they didn't cast any creature. I am going to move to combat, and I'm going to cast this. Kill that Ocelot Pride, make a dude. They're going to ping the Bowmasters. I don't care. I literally just needed to get Ocelot Pride off the table. And they didn't cast another one. All right. Ensnaring Bridge number 2. Do I cast that? Have I seen Static Prison out of this opponent? I haven't. If they have another Ocelot Pride, what happens? They'll make a bunch of cats. I think I'm actually going to discard this, and I'm going to gain the life. And I just need to count on them not having Static Prisons. Most people don't play Static Prisons these days. Ooh, Voice of Victory, yep. Oh, this is not fun. This is not comfortable for me in the slightest. I am not having fun. I am having lots of anxiety. Who am I kidding? I'm having a great time. I actually enjoy this sort of gameplay. Believe it or not, it's extremely stressful, but it is rewarding to me, I think. I don't need that Inquisition. Whatever is in their hand is not going to win the game because they've had multiple live draws here. I just need to remember to tap Pyxis every turn. Profane Tutor, that is an instant suspend. Please save me, Profane Tutor. I'm desperate. My children are starving. Just a crumb of bread off of this Profane Tutor, please. Basic Swamp. Get rid of that. And now I have to fade one more draw. Oh man, I have to fade one more draw. Is it going to be a Static Prison that gets them out of the situation? Is it going to be an Ocelot Pride that causes a whole bunch of problems? I'm at 26 life. I think I can afford for them to have... Oh, they're just going for it now. What are they sacking? Uh-oh. What are they doing? Uh-oh. No, don't cast cards. Don't cast cards. Don't do it. Don't, whatever they're doing, don't do it. Uh-oh. They're doing something bad. I think they might actually have it because they're going to create a bunch of elemental tokens. Uh-oh. No. Please don't kill me from 25. I don't want to die. 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 They created 4 tokens. 15. They've got 15 damage in play right now. I could grab Pithing Needle if I'm afraid. They haven't found a way to remove Ensnaring Bridge yet. I am at effective 10. Do they have another Spyro in play? No. Do they have another Spyro in their graveyard? No. I'm going to grab Lantern. I'm just going to do it. That's a Blood Moon. That is additional food for my Underworld cookbook. Ocelot Pride on top of the deck. That actually would be really terrible for me. I am going to get rid of this Blood Moon, and I'm going to gain some life. I think that is terrible enough for me that I get rid of it. Arena of Glory, fantastic. And a Mill Rock on top of my deck. Just fade this. Yes, I faded it. Okay. Arid Mesa in hand. Still 2 unknowns. Hopefully they're not helpful. I am going to take this Codex Shredder and I'm going to run away with the game with it. I think I'm okay. Ragavan is okay. What on earth is this? Dalcoven Encampment? Whenever you attack this turn, create a bunch of stuff? All right, yeah, I don't care about that. I think they should have dashed this. Oh wait, do they have 1 Ocelot Pride or 2? Okay, they've only got 1. Oh, I'm so glad I took them off of that second Ocelot Pride. Oh my god. That would have just been terrible. This game has taken way too long. I am going to draw this, and I'm going to gain life. Turn 18, everybody. Turn 18. Oh, we love that Lantern Control gameplay, don't we? That's what you're here for, right? Is to watch me sweat over a game on turn 18. This is whenever they attack. Wow, they had Static Prisons in the deck this whole time, and they just didn't find any for like 6 turns? Showdown of the Scalds, huh? Well, I can't let them have that. Please just be something dead on top. Galvanic Discharge, I'll take it. Discharging my Construct, I don't care about that. Now, can I afford to Thoughtseize them? 4, 5, 6, 9, 12, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19. That would put me to effective 10 life. I'm going to Thoughtseize them. This is probably not the correct play, but I just need to know what I need to play around. If I need to play around anything at this point. They don't have any way to make creatures in the graveyard, and I'm just going to hope that this doesn't put me behind. Okay, Goblin Bombardment and Arena of Glory. That's fine. Oh, man. Get rid of that Flage. You can keep Goblin Bombardment because it is just active anyway. Discard this in position of Kozilek. Create the food, pop the food, F6. Let them have Goblin Bombardment. They have no way to fetch, so they have no way to affect this, which means that I can have 0 here. And funnily enough, I actually have more life than the Boros Energy player. Imagine that. On turn 20. You know the meme where everyone's saying like, ah, man, I had a Revel in Riches. I played it on turn 40 and you countered it with Negate. It's turn 20. I'm halfway there. They should have just made the meme turn 20 because that's a little bit more reasonable, I think. Oh, why did I do that? I passed turn. I'm so silly. Oh, this is an Orcish Bowmasters. It just doesn't matter now. Oh, they just let that go. I think they're giving up. It was just a complete mess for me to Raven Charm. I don't care about that. Yeah, I don't care about that. Just a complete mess for me to pass priority on their end step there. I shouldn't have done that. All right, they're creating their tokens. I am at a high enough life total to where this doesn't matter. 5, 6, 9, 12, 14, 17, 20. I'm at an effective 12. I am, however... Oh, I can't mill because I'm already tapped out. That's very dumb of me. Okay. Mill you... Ajani Nakatl Pariah is just 2 additional creatures at this point. And I just gained 3 life. Okay. I think I might just barely squeak out of this. Their hand doesn't matter anymore. I'm running short on time. This was a very difficult game to handle. Okay, I believe twice this game I used an Orcish Bowmasters to kill a Ocelot Pride. So I think that Orcish Bowmasters is actually helping. I think I would have died a long time ago if I hadn't done that. Used the Orcish Bowmasters to kill the Ocelot Prides, I mean. Because they would have just had 2 active Prides this entire time on top of everything else that they had. Oh, jeez, I don't think I would have won that. Okay, so that was just barely winning. I need to win game 2. I don't think I have time to lose game 2 and win game 3. So let's go ahead and bring in Lightning Bolts and Pyroclasms. Siding out Blood Moon, and I hate to say it, but Grafdigger's Cage. I think that game was just a little bit too weird. I could take out Thoughtseizes and replace them with Duresses. I think I will actually do that this time. So 4 Inquisition, 2 Thoughtseize, 2 Duress. Sided out all my Blood Moons and my Cage for just a crap ton of removal. This hand has a lock, it has Urza Saga, it technically has discard. It does not have Ensnaring Bridge. My opponent has kept 7. I'm gonna keep it. I don't like this hand. I feel like this might just be the lose the game hand. Honestly, there's a decent chance that I shouldn't be playing this game at all. If I see a bunch of nasty stuff in here, I'm gonna scoop. All right. Didn't actually fully process what that hand was. I just took the only card that I could. Took the Goblin Bombardment. They have Ragavan, Spyro, Ocelot Pride, and Ajani all in hand. And I don't have an Ensnaring Bridge. If I don't find an Ensnaring Bridge very, very soon, then I'm going to die. Ajani Nakatl Pariah is down. Are they going to use this to cast an Ocelot Pride? Nope, they're Thoughtseizing me. Okay. They took my Lantern of Insight. That's reasonable, I think. Just ripped another one. All right. Goblin Bombardment is a big no-no. I cannot let them have that. Lightning Bolt, huh? All right. Windswept Heath is down. Ragavan is down. Ocelot Pride is not down. I'm taking 5 here. Lightning Bolt. They could just bolt my face. I think that might actually be the correct thing to do. Fetching with Windswept Heath first. They have Spyro in hand and 1 unknown card. I think it actually might be better for them to bolt their own cat. Yeah. So that means Ajani is going to flip. And he's going to deal 3 to me. Am I just dead here? I might just be dead here. I'm going to draw this Mox Opal. I'm going to be able to create a creature to block and cast the Pyxis of Pandemonium. I'm going to take 1, 3. I'm going to fall to 7. Ajani, I can needle next turn. I really need to find an Ensnaring Bridge here. Oh, this is not fun. I need that Ensnaring Bridge. I feel like last turn they probably should have plussed Ajani, honestly, so that they could potentially -4 it. Man, I'm really just hoping that the last card that they have in hand that I don't know about is a dud. And this is all assuming that I find an ensnaring bridge, which I very well might not. Although I might be able to make constructs big enough to hold down their board. Okay, Guide of Souls, you got it. They can put a flying counter on something here. No, actually, they cannot put a flying counter on something here. Do I want them having an Ocelot Pride? I don't think I have a choice. Ocelot Pride and Plains. Oh, I'm just dead. I think I'm just dead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm just dead. I'm gonna concede before I lose any more time. Assuming that I would have even been able to find a ensnaring bridge, which I was not. Nothing was coming to save me. Okay, but even if I had found an ensnaring bridge, it is all this stuff just was not, it was just not working. All right, let's go to the sideboard and see if my plan is working so far. I think that the duress is fine. Not being able to take a creature hurts, but I can't play 8 Inquisitions of Kozilek. I'm gonna go ahead and run this back, and I'm gonna be on the play this time. I've got 8 minutes on my clock. I need to win this game very quickly. I would like to be on the play. Oh, I have less than 8 minutes. This is a keep. This is actually a pretty good hand. The only thing it's missing is a mill rock. Goblin Bombardment, Ocelot Pride. I'm gonna take the Pride. Sorry, I'm not going to be able to sit and commentate like I normally do. I'm really gonna try and focus on just winning the game. Plains, Pride, Guide of Souls. Okay, I will drop my lock. Goblin Bombardment on top of their deck is very good for me. Like that a lot. Wow, Ocelot Pride, huh? Yeah, you got it. So Guide Pride is assembled. I will exile. I don't want them having that Spyro. Orcish Bowmasters is pretty good, actually. So I might cast that, but I think I am more inclined to simply bolt the Pride and drop Pithing Needle on Goblin Bombardment, and then F6. They'll be able to get a Surveil land here. I am going to get rid of that Seasoned Pyromancer. Hope I have nothing underneath of it. Wrath of the Skies. That is actually terrible for me, because they can Wrath for 1. I have to let them have it. Goblin Bombardment. That's fantastic. That means Inquisition can take Wrath of the Skies. I don't know why they cast Goblin Bombardment there. But I need to do this now before they can do anything else. And unfortunately here, I think I just need to let them have the Spyro. And I think I just need to get lucky. I really need this 3rd land down. Actually, I don't really need it. I can kill their whole board here, actually. I'm gonna let them have the Spyro anyway. All right, Flooded Strand down. Oops. Sacred Foundry is their thing. Spyro's going to come down. It's going to get rid of the other bombardments. I'm going to F0 here. They're going to draw into Ragavan and Flage. I'm going to continue to take pokes. They're pumping up their thing. I actually think that might be good for me. Lightning Bolt on top of the deck for them. I'm going to exile with Pyxis here. That's very good. Okay. So I am at 8. I'm at 5 from the Flages. This fetch brings me down to 4. I need to land Ensnaring Bridge right now. I'm gonna go to 2 from these. Flages coming down. I don't think there's anything I can do about that. They only have 2 energy, so they can't pump up one of their things here. That's really good for me. All right, I'm at 5. I'm gonna play Swamp. I'm gonna play my last card in hand. It's Orcish Bowmasters. I am going to kill their Elemental. And I'm going to F6 here. I'm going to fall to 2, and I'm in control of this game. I am going to stop tracking their hand. Guide of Souls is okay. I am looking for Mill Rocks, primarily. They have a fetch land, so I need to respect that. They have Lightning Bolts in their deck. That sucks. Okay, Wear Tear is game ending. I need to get rid of that. Now the question is, oh wow, they conceded the match. Well, they did not need to do that. They really did not need to do that. They did not need to concede that match. What would have happened is they would have shuffled. I would have exiled this Swamp. I would have had Lightning Bolt on top of my deck. I probably would have just bolted something irrelevant, like this Guide of Souls probably. And then we would have been in a very interesting and tense game where I am desperately digging to keep them off of things like Wear Tear and Wrath of the Skies and Lightning Bolt and Flages, while trying to dig myself into more Mill Rocks, you know, just normal Lantern control stuff. But they really did not need to concede that match. I guess they just didn't want to play anymore. Oh, it's the Lantern effect on people. You just don't want to play anymore. Oh man, I hope y'all had as much fun watching that match as I did playing it. Let's move on to match 5. I am on the play in match 5 versus Williambax. I, quite frankly, am amazed that I am doing as well as I am. I feel like I should be doing much worse. This is most certainly a basic swamp into Lantern of Insight hand. Although I could just do basic swamp into Pyxis. You know what? I'm gonna actually attempt that. Ooh, I'm talking over myself, but they mulled the 5. Wish this was basic swamp into Thoughtseize. Blooded Strand, huh? I think I'm going to just play out my lock here. I'm gonna grab Basic Mountain. They didn't consign me, so this appears to be just Blink on a really bad start. Looks like it's just Blink on a really bad start. I have all of the colorless things in play that I need. I'm gonna let them have this consigned to memory. Oh, no, it's just Domain Zoo. So I actually did need to do something here. I could Blood Moon them and then use the Underworld Cookbook to get me out of this spot. I could play Underworld Cookbook and suspend Profane Tutor this turn and then Blood Moon next turn. But I feel like they might have like a creature of some sort. I just want a Blood Moon now. Oh, that also shuts off Consigned to Memory, by the way. In case that wasn't obvious to anyone else. It certainly wasn't obvious to me. Oh, and it makes Territorial Kavu into a 1/1. Yeah, you got it. Okay, discarding that pesky Consigned to Memory. I'm glad I Blood Mooned. I'm really glad I Blood Mooned. This is definitely Shredder into Profane Tutor. I think this game's wrapped up. I think Blood Moon won this. Oh, they're gonna bolt my face? Oh, geez. How rude. How inconsiderate. How only very vaguely considerate. Legend of Roku hit 3 cards that they can't cast. Lovely. And they did discard the Legend of Roku to get that Territorial Kavu in hand. I don't think that was correct. I'm gonna take the Cyana Draco. They could eventually theoretically get up to 10 mana. I'll play the Underworld Cookbook and discard this to gain 3 life. And that is 3 turns of them swinging with the Kavu. Fairy Time Raveler is fine. They get to add a mana of any color. They added a green, cast another Territorial Kavu. All right, that's fine. They're gonna find Basic Mountain here. And I don't really think I need to worry about much right now, right? I think I'm just gonna cast this. Probably just gonna get Orcish Bowmasters here. And then I can kill them to death very slowly over 17 turns. Although I guess not that slowly, because it's mandatory once they choose the option, they have to discard and then draw. Okay, yeah, not that slowly then. Oh, right, Avatar Roku can attack. Yeah, I forgot about that. Oopsie. Well, time to find an Ensnaring Bridge. Boot. Orcish Bowmasters. Kill you. And they're gonna bolt it. Yeah, okay. Forgot about Avatar Roku happening. I truly forgot about that. I seen that Basic Mountain yet? No, I haven't. So that's still in their hand. All right, so it's Flooded Strand and then Wooded Foothills, actually. I'm gonna be able to jump there, and I need to find an Ensnaring Bridge ASAP. Yeah, that Orcish Bowmasters was just really greedy on my part. Oh, there's Ensnaring Bridge. Never mind, everything's fine. I don't know what you were worried about. I wasn't worried about anything. I don't know what you were worried about. Come on. And they conceded the game. Yeah, that's why we play 4 Ensnaring Bridges in the deck. So when you just decide to do the objectively bad call and get super greedy, then just Ensnaring Bridge just pops up on the top of your deck with 1 tap of Codex Shredder. Oh, it's so easy. Yeah, it is actually nice to see a matchup where a Blood Moon could actually come into play. Now, this deck plays Basic Mountain and Basic Plains. So, if they have the Basic Mountain and Basic Plains, and they have any of these fetch lands that can go grab it, and they have a Leyline of the Guildpact start, then that means that even if I shut off their non-basic lands, the Leyline of the Guildpact will still make their basic lands into any color. So it's not actually that good against them. But, you know, it was fun doing that. Vindicates are just rotting in my sideboard. Lightning Bolts are good. You know what else is good? Duress is good. I am going to side out Grafdigger's Cage. I am going to side out Pithing Needle. And I'm tempted to side out the Blood Moons. I don't think I should be siding out my Underworld Cookbook. They have Teferi Time Raveler in their deck. I could go down on Orcish Bowmasters. But then if they have like a Ragavan start, then I'm in pretty bad shape. If they have a Ragavan start and I don't have Lightning Bolt, then I'm in kind of bad shape anyway. I think I'm gonna actually go down on Blood Moon. Blood Moon did look really good in that game. I'm not convinced that it's any good. Oh, yeah, we keep these. I'm not convinced that it would be good in every game, you know? This is a hope they don't have Teferi hand. All right, well, Flooded Strand into Steam Vents into Ragavan. Okay. Well, this Verdant Catacombs is going to have to fetch a Blood Crypt. Just gonna do this now. I don't need to wait for them to attack. Okay, it is the second game of the 5th match in this league, and Blood Crypt being fetched off of Verdant Catacombs, I believe, is finally relevant. Wow, they had the Stubborn Denial. I was trying to play around them dashing in another Ragavan, but I should have played around Stubborn Denial instead, apparently. Oh, and they have Inquisition as a hit off of the Ragavan for real? Oh, that's so bad for me. They get to take my Ensnaring Bridge now, and they had the land drop anyway. Well, you play around one thing and you play into another. And sometimes you just top Urza Saga. Lantern of Insight is on the stack. The hero is fetching with Wooded Foothills, found in Indatha Trion, which gives them perfect domain, I might add. I will play Pyxis here. It seems like they have done the interacting that they want to do, and now they're just trying to close out the game. Territorial Kavu off of this? Yeah, that's got haste. Lightning bolting my face. Is that Arid Mesa still in hand? I don't know. I don't know where that Arid Mesa came from. I am going to take the Ragavan hit here. If they want to Thought Seize me, then that's fine. So 12, 9, off the Lightning Bolt, 7, 2, off the Territorial Kavu. So I would need to hit another Ensnaring Bridge here if I let them have the Lightning Bolt. I'm going to let them have it and just hope that the card they're not discarding. Okay, so that was correct. Oh, I think I might be dead anyway because... Oh, if they Thought Seize me, then I'm not dead. I need to hit an Ensnaring Bridge here. Oh, they didn't Thought Seize me. They didn't take the bait. I think I'm dead regardless of what happens. At 5. They have Lightning Bolt in hand. Yeah, this just isn't going to work. I would, create a construct, block Territorial Kavu, still take the hit from Ragavan, and take the hit from Lightning Bolt. It's not going to work. I'm just going to go ahead and concede the game. And every single match this league, I have won the first game and lost the second one. Just trying to really pad out that runtime for y'all, you know? I'm just going to run it right back. I think the Stubborn Denial on the Bolt on Ragavan won them that game. That Ragavan just hit Inquisition of Kozilek and took my Ensnaring Bridge, man. If I had kept that Ensnaring Bridge in hand, I probably would have been just fine. This is not keepable. I'm gonna mold a 6. This is keepable, but it's not great. This is likely going to be a fetch Mox Opal off of Urza Saga hand. Now I need to decide if I'm going to play Urza Saga first or Swamp first. I think the answer is still Swamp first, because I might need the constructs. Well, the hero finally has a Leyline of the Guild Pact hand. So on the one hand, that does make a lot of their other cards a lot stronger, but on the other hand, it means that they have one fewer card to work with. Oh, yeah, so this means I can just do everything I want. Suspend Profane Tutor there. Godless Shrine, are they shocking it in? Nope. Interesting, very slow start from the hero here. I don't think I'm going to continue to do much here. I think I'm just gonna play out my Shredder and play out Profane Tutor. Wow, they F6'd. What are they doing? Why did they F6? That's a Territorial Kavu. Like, what do they have in hand that they're just F6ing through my turn? Not F6ing now. Don't have a Consign to Memory, I don't think. I think I'm gonna grab Ensnaring Bridge here. Oh, and I found the land. That's fantastic. Do I make the construct? It's only a 4/4, assuming it even survives. Nah, I'm not gonna make the construct. I am going to instead just slam an Ensnaring Bridge. I'm gonna grab Lantern of Insight here. Okay. Hopefully this overwhelms their counter magic. What? They didn't... What? They must have a Leyline Binding. They must have a Leyline Binding. Okay, there's a Leyline Binding on top of their deck here. They don't really have any instant speed ways to draw. What is in your hand? What have you been doing all game? Why did you keep this 7? Is this a Flage? Is this an Avatar of Legend of Roku? I mean, sure, you get Consigned to Memory, I guess. and 2 additional ones, a Stubborn Denial. I don't care about that. What is in your hand? Why did you keep this? I'm gonna grab Thoughtseize. I'm not gonna fart around any longer. Okay, that's down. I need to Thoughtseize you. I need to see what's going on. Lightning Bolt and Flage. Okay, you know what? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I'm just gonna go ahead and cast my cards. Yeah, this game is over. Why did they keep this hand? Temple Garden is fine. They're gonna add in mana of any color, just doesn't matter. Yeah, add your blue. Use it to cast Flage. I dare you. They are using it to cast Flage. Oh my god. Yeah, you got it. I don't understand why they kept the hand. The hand was very slow. They had, what, Territorial Kavu, Leyline of the Guild Pact. I guess they were hoping that the Legend of Roku was going to hit something. I don't know. Like, I don't know why they did this. Well, I'm going to continue to just do lantern things here, I guess. And yeah, Flexo, I guess you're right. The only answer to an onboard Leyline is Vindicate, but like, I'd rather them just not have Leyline Binding at all. I'd rather just use my discard to take it out of their hand. Because like, if they have Leyline Binding and they're hitting like an Ensnaring Bridge with it, then I either need an instant speed answer to that, or I just need to die. Because yeah, Leyline Binding on Ensnaring Bridge is usually just good enough. I have to take one of these cards. I guess I'll take the Lightning Bolt. Have the red. Probably should have taken the Duress. You may not have to Fairy. You can have a Leyline of the Guild Pact, that's fine. And now I'm just chilling. I'm just having fun. They can cast Leyline of the Guild Pact if they want to. They've got white, blue, black, red. They can escape Flage if they want to. Not with that mana tap. Oh, right, Leyline of the Guild Pact, right. They just have perfects. Exile is full, graveyard is empty. I'm falling to 10. I don't think I care. I'm gonna dig myself into another Mill Rock, and we are just in flow, you know? Just in flow, you know? Just in flow, you know? I'm gonna dig myself into, hopefully, another Mill Rock here. Unfortunately, I have to take something, and I've already played my land drop for this turn. I'll take Urza Saga, whatever. None of this matters. None of this matters. Oh, you meant using Vindicate on the Leyline of the Guild Pact. I mean, that's an option, but I feel like if you were using Vindicate, which is a 3-mana spell on Leyline of the Guild Pact, at minimum they've had 2 turns with it. So they've already cast something like a Territorial Kavu or a Scion of Draco, and it's kind of already done its job. I don't know. And if it's turn 3 and you're on the draw, then it's even worse. I think the problem is that Vindicate's just slow. I think Vindicate just might be a bad card, which hurts me to say. Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna play out this Urza Saga. I'm going to spin to win. Gonna grab Orcish Bowmasters because I can. Just get it out of my hand. They're fetching because they know Consign to Memory is bad. I don't know what they're playing to right now. I just don't know. I don't even think I'm gonna take this Flage. I think I'm just gonna leave it on top. Like, I would fall to 6 here. They don't have enough stuff in their graveyard to really escape it right away. And even if they did, I would only fall to 3. I think I'm gonna grab an Underworld Cookbook just to send a message. And that message is, this game is over, concede. Yeah, I'm at 6 now, and you're at 22. I'm gonna create some constructs. Not that it matters. I'm not gonna create the second construct though, because that one does matter, because I want to grab the Underworld Cookbook, and I want to discard this Verdant Catacombs. By the way, chat, if you are ever in a situation, yeah, there we go. If you are ever in a situation like the one that you just saw on screen, where the Underworld Cookbook was on top of my deck, but I was also fetching it out of the deck, I want to be very clear about what the rules around this are. I'm gonna pull up Urza Saga here, just as something that you can look at. Search your library for an artifact card with mana cost 0 or 1. Put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. You follow these instructions in order. First, you search your deck for an artifact card with mana cost 0 or 1. Then you put it onto the battlefield. And then you shuffle. The reason this is important is because of Lantern of Insight. Each player plays with the top card of their library revealed. If you fetch the Underworld Cookbook off of an Urza Saga, and the Underworld Cookbook was the top card of your library, in between it entering the battlefield and you shuffling off of that third chapter of Urza Saga, it is no longer the top card of your deck. That means that you must reveal the card that is underneath of the Underworld Cookbook before you shuffle. This is an interaction that is extremely niche and extremely rare, but it does happen. It'll happen with things like, say, Preordain, where you have to reveal the card that you draw, but that's kind of already in the rulings. But it will also happen to have a really weird interaction with stuff like Green Sun Zenith, where Green Sun Zenith says that you must find a creature, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle, and then you shuffle again. In almost all situations, you can shortcut this by just shuffling your deck once. However, with a Lantern of Insight in play, the shuffle happens twice. So your opponent must shuffle their deck once and then reveal the top card and then put Green Sun Zenith into their deck and shuffle and then reveal again. It is extremely annoying, but it does happen. And, being annoying is why we play Lantern Control, right? Oh my goodness, what a league. Let's wrap this one up. I am exhausted. Wow. You know how you can play like Affinity or like Neoform or something like that, and you can get a league done in 40 minutes? This is Lantern Control. I have been live and recording for over 3.5 hours. It has been that long, and I'm just tired. I'm drained. I want to take a nap. But I got the 3-2, so it's kind of worth it, I guess. I think my opinion on this deck is that Blood Moon is a meta call. If you expect to be facing, like Blink and stuff like that, then it's fine, it'll work. But, I continue to think even more highly of Orcish Bowmasters. It does so much. And this particular build, where I had the Blood Moons and I found room for Orcish Bowmasters, it just kind of worked, It was fine. I liked this deck. I think that there were lots of opportunities. I think that there were times where Blood Moon was awkward, and switching over to the Lightning Bolts and Pyroclasms in the board helped out with that a lot. But, I was able to Blood Moon lock people, and that felt really good. It was just so nice to just cast Blood Moon on my Mill opponent and just lock them out of the game completely. Now, that might not have really been a thing. I think that was more of using lands, like taking lands out of the deck instead of actually Blood Mooning them. But still, we did the thing, right? We did the thing. And I guess Blood Moon was a little relevant. So I don't know if I can recommend this over any other version, but I certainly cannot recommend it less than any other version either. If you want to play Blood Moons and Lantern Control, and that just gives you the warm and fuzzies, play a list that looks like this. Maybe even cut 1 Bowmasters and go down to 3 Bowmasters and play an additional land. But I don't know, it was a lot of fun. I think that you can play Bowmasters and Blood Moon and Profane Tutor and Lantern of Insight in the same deck and have a decent time at it.
This program is made possible by your view, like, and comment, the support of my wife and son, and by contributions to the Fate Seal MTG Patreon from viewers like you. Thank you.